Well, when I climbed back down the ladder, the video shut off. So part two. So this is the door for the front door.
The Glasscraft Door Company is where we found the door that we liked. It's taken how long for it to get here?
It's taken a little bit, but we knew it would. We were told it'd be about 6 weeks to get here. So it's one of those things that you have to order in advance. But quite frankly, we ordered it 6 weeks ago and we can't really remember what it looks like because there's been
We looked at so many doors.
so many doors and there's been many decisions since then. But we picked out one we liked, so I'm sure we'll be happily surprised when they put it in. So you can see a lot of electrical work. So over here is going to be where the sink dishwasher will be. Up above it are going to be 2 hanging pendants. Now, one of our challenges is how high, as you saw in the previous video, the ceiling is, which, quite frankly, there's houses like this. So I'm sure these guys figured this out. But up there, that small round one is going to be a hanging light. That's right over top of the center of the island. And then you see the can lights around it. There's a can light up there at the top of the ladder, and then the place for my chandelier. And then when we turn around this side, you can see that gray circle will be a light hanging over the living room area.
Or a ceiling fan.
Or ceiling fan, we haven't decided.
We haven't decided, but Mary's chandelier's over here on this side, and
Yeah.
we're a little weary about.
We're working around the fact that that chandelier is going to hang there. We don't want a wind tunnel around that chandelier. It's 98 globes, so we really don't want to see that come crashing down. There's a can light over the fireplace. They have started to build out the fireplace. So this is backer board that will be stoned, and then it's going to be an electric fireplace. We didn't want to deal with the mess of a wood fire or a pellet stove, and so we're putting in an electric fireplace. So that'll go there. And then you can see we've got, where you would think typical of switches and stuff. It's been kind of interesting because you really do need to walk a house and kind of naturally go to where you're going to flip a switch on, and then that's where they put the switches, because what's in the plans and what you would use it for don't always align. We do have a plug that will come up through the floor here. So in this area, which will be the great room, we'll probably have a lamp or something, and so we've got a plug in the floor for that. All of the electrical is down this wall of the kitchen wall, and then we've got all the switches built here, which is the wall going down into the basement. And then this is a fun wall over here. So all of the wiring, the 220 lines from the dryer and from one of my kilns, all of the other wiring is coming up through the wall of the bedroom, because right there, it goes outside to the box on the outside. So this is a huge amount of wire right here going through. The black and blue wire is TV cable for
internet and TV. I think.
Internet and TV cable that have been fed through. So right now we're only going to put a TV upstairs in the media room and in the bedroom, the master bedroom. And so it'll be on the wall there because our bed will be right here facing that direction. And then we've got all the piping in for the double vanities for our bathroom, electrical in the wall. So because we put this light in, you can't really hang lights on the wall facing down. So we're going to do 2 things a little different. One is we're going to have the mirrors that light up. And then the other is, you can't really see it too well, but we'll have pendant lights coming down. So there'll be plenty of light in here because there's also light there. There's light in the shower. So it'll be fine. And then we have 2 can lights in the master closet. This is the back side of everything for the washer dryer. So you can see all the plumbing is set up. And then that'll be the vent for the dryer going out. We're going to do a stackable so that everything will be in this corner of that room. Now I'm going to cheat because I can still do this and go through the wall into the laundry room. And so this is everything that's needed there. I don't know if we showed you this on one of the previous videos. It's windy, so that we had tongue and grooved this porch roof. So that looks super nice. So this is the porch when you come up the driveway, up the staircase, into the house. So that new door is going to go right here. And then you walk into the foyer. Here's another set of double doors that goes out.
They did this one too.
Oh, and they did.
Good, except for that purple stripe there.
Oh, it looks nice up there. So that'll be stained and that'll look nice. And then here they've got the framing started to build the porch that goes out of these double doors. So there'll be a square porch that comes out and then does a wrap around the side of the house over here and then around to the back, where it'll join into the balcony that goes out the back. And then the closet here is going to have a motion sensor light in it. So when you open the door, the light comes on. So when you're coming in, you can easily hang up your coats and things. Your switches to go upstairs. And then we were trying to figure out the lighting for the staircase going up. But what we're going to do is a couple things. One is that we've got switches here that are on the same switch as a hanging light, which is right there. So when you flip the switch on, it'll turn on the hanging light and it'll turn on any kind of a lamp or anything that we want sitting up here. Just as another way of having, safe lighting at the staircase. This is the media room. So there's quite a bit of wiring in here because the TV, all the electronics, everything will be on this wall. This is the back wall of the spare bathroom upstairs. So you can see all the plumbing is in. And then from here you can see the HVAC unit. So they built an attic in above the bathroom so that they could put a small 2-ton HVAC unit upstairs to heat and cool this floor because everything else is in the basement. And so they ran everything up and then put the unit up here. So we'll have to show you, I think we showed you last time downstairs with all the HVAC running. But this is now the ceiling built in with all the lights for up here. You can see the plumbing again down this side. And then all the electrical is in Mike's office here. It's actually helpful for us too to record this because then when we go to change something at some point in time, if we do, we know where everything's running. So we've got cable of some kind going up through there. That was going to be a return vent, but they're closing that off and they moved it over here to the right because on the left side we want that to be storage. And then you've got your returns upstairs or your heating and cooling up there. So that is this room. We've got a dedicated line here on this wall because this is where Mike's heat press will sit. So that needs to be its own line. I am going to go down and record the basement, so I have that for posterity as well. But hopefully the next time I look at this wall, there'll be windows in it. But I'm headed downstairs. Okay, now I'm downstairs. You can see it's been cleaned up, so the guys have gone through and cleaned up everything. So, because they've got everything plumbing, electrical finished and HVAC finished. So there's a return there. Everything goes into this line and goes that direction, hangs the left, goes through the top of the ceiling of that bathroom and into the mechanical room. These are switches here that power everything in this room. So in this room, there's 2 plugs down this wall. So they had to cut it into that block that they used to build the foundation. So they don't have to frame those walls, they just can drywall them now. There's electrical on this wall. There's switches here that are for outside, because outside there will be overhead lights. On this side, there's a couple more boxes in the wall. And then these are for my kilns. So 3 of these, these first 3 are 110, and then this last one is 220. And you can see that it's a much bigger line going up in there. And then the return comes through here, goes through the bathroom, and then into the mechanical room. So this bathroom has this is all the stuff for the shower in this bathroom on this wall. Right behind it will be the water heater. So you see that there's a place here for the water heater. And so there's a little stand it'll sit on, and everything's plumbed for the water heater to go in over there. And then in here will also be obviously the toilet, and then this is going to be more of a utility sink because this is what I'm going to use in my studio. And so we're not going to put a fancy vanity down here. We're going to go buy a much cheaper one with a nice size utility sink and put that in here, and that'll be what we use. Well, we got all switches here to power this room. This is going to be built into the pantry, so there is lighting there for this. So again, a switch, so you can walk in, just flip a switch, and then this is all lit up. This room has a 220 line going in to the wall here, which is a future project. And then we've got all of the ductwork that they've done a good job pushing up as much as they can. By code, this has to be a 7-foot ceiling. And so they've got to get it all up high enough to put the drop ceiling in to still end up with a 7-foot ceiling. So they feel like that's not a problem, they can do that. And then the mechanical room. So everything is feeding to this room. So all the plumbing is getting back to this point, all of the HVAC. So there will be an HVAC in here, but they're going to wait to put it in until after they drywall so they don't have to work around it. So the next step is to get the drywall in here, and then they can bring that unit in. But they've got all the plugs in that they need, and here behind that piece of cardboard is the electrical box. So everything is running down from there into this box. So I'm going to walk around the house and show you where this sits on the outside of the house. And there's still a few more things I want to check to see if they got it done this week, because when we were here a couple days ago, they were still working on some things. So I'm going to pause, and then we're going to walk around the house. Yep, they've got the line out here. So this is a 220 line because this is where the hot tub's going. So we had a hot tub at the other house, and it was a tremendous help for my back. And so we'll be getting, as soon as we get everything settled, we want to get a hot tub and put it here. So it'll sit right outside the basement door. There's the power for it, and then it has a lovely view. Not the porta-john, that'll be gone, but the rest of it'll be a lovely view. The one thing that we do, two things that we need to do next outside. One is that we need to figure out this wall, because this is going to cave. So we're going to put a retaining wall in across here. So Dan is packing down along this side of the house, and he's going to slope it away from the house to make sure that we don't get drainage into the basement. And then we're going to build a retaining wall that basically goes from the corner of the house probably to around that corner, so that it holds all of this up. And then we'll probably put a couple steps in here. Oh, the guys just came back. So we'll probably put a couple steps in there to be able to go up there, because that, quite frankly, is one of my favorite trees. And I would love to clean out from around underneath that tree and put a bench there, because it's a fabulous tree. All of this lumber here is for the balcony, which the guys can't put in until they get the glass, because they need the cherry picker to go up to put that glass in. So that's why it's sitting here. It's still waiting for the glass to come. Oh, that's the ladder that I was on, by the way. All right, I'm going to head around to the front. All right, so last bit of the tour. So we are on the side of the house that faces the driveway. So that window is to our bedroom. And so this is where the electrical box is sitting. And so you can see all the cable has come out the wall for the internet and TV. So we need to call Dish on Monday and have them come out. There's a vent there. There's some vents built in up here, required by code because we did enclose the attic up there, so they needed vents there. And then these are going to be the outside HVAC units. So the inside ones are in the attic and in the basement, but then there's got to be, I guess, outside ones too. So this wall has all of those kind of things built along it.
That's like the was on the outside of our house.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be that big fan.
The big box fan
Yep.
thing. Okay. So
Figure out some way of hiding it.
yeah. Well, and the other thing too is this wall has to be built up, so the driveway floods, and so once everybody gets out of here, like they've done a good job of cleaning up quite a bit of it, so you can see this massive pile of leftover scraps right there. They've been going through and trying to pick up all the nails, of which there's a million nails laying everywhere. So they've been trying to clean that up. And then Dan will take back all the leftover, and then we'll get a credit for what's ever left over. And then once this area is cleaned up, Sean and Lisa will be giving you a call to come out and bring some loads to help fill this in so we can level this whole area out. So that'll be another step. But this is this side of the house. I don't know how many times we've actually videoed this, but that top window is the bathroom upstairs. That transom window is the bathroom downstairs. And then that's the bedroom. All right, I think that's it for now. Oh, we did bury the water tank. Dan did get it buried, so Mike filled it up, Dan buried it. So the water tank's in. And then we also are in the process of buying piping, because the electrical is going to go somewhere over there.
260 feet that way.
Yeah, 260 feet that way. So there's a pole on the other side of the road. There's going to be a pole put on our side of the road, and then it's on our dime to dig the trench and buy the piping. So Mike's found the pipe at a good price.
And we have to pay for the telephone pole.
Oh, and we have to pay for the telephone pole, which just seems to me to be odd, but we got credit. So we had to read through all the paperwork, but there's a certain amount of money they allow for a dwelling, and we went over it slightly because of the distance, I guess. I don't know why. And so we had to pay the difference, which was like $600. But APS paid the $10,000, so we didn't have to pay that. But Mike and Dan are gonna have to dig a trench. So it's going to have to go from that corner of the house across the driveway and somewhere up in there. Somewhere. So that'll be another video, us getting that done. But anyways, you can see it's a lovely day. We're going to go for a walk because it's a beautiful day. So Mikey, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Hope everybody's having a good Friday, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.